Start today's current affairs. Most important news today is January 9th. The greatest Pravasi, Mahatma Gandhi, in the year 1915 have come to India this date. January 9th is Pravas Bharati Divas. January 9th we celebrate as Pravas Bharati Divas. In 2004 mains question, why do we celebrate Pravas Bharati Divas on January 9th? We celebrate Pravas Bharati Divas on January 9th because on this day in the year 1915, our greatest Pravasi Mahatma Gandhi returned from South Africa. For that reason we celebrate Pravas Bharati Divas. And the most important news again for GS, particularly for prelims, is Raisina dialogue. Very important question. Raisina dialogue. R-A-I-S-I-N-A. Raisina. R-A-I-S-I-N-A. Raisina dialogue 2019. See, Raisina is a name of a place in Delhi. It is an elevated area in Delhi. In fact, Raisina Hills is an elevated area where our Rashtrapati Bhavan is also located. And Raisina dialogue is a security dialogue conducted by Ministry of External Affairs in participation with an NGO called ORF, Observer Research Foundation. In prelims there might be a question, who will conduct Raisina dialogue? Along with Ministry of External Affairs it was Observer Research Foundation. See, Raisina dialogue was modelled in the similar lines of Shangri-La dialogue. Raisina dialogue is modelled in the similar lines of Shangri-La dialogue, which will be held in Singapore. This year 2019, January 8th and January 9th, we are conducting Raisina dialogue. January 8th, January 9th. And Raisina dialogue is a security dialogue. And one of the fantastic things about this dialogue is, it is not only government officials, not only politicians, but also foreign policy experts and other experts, senior professors and activists, NGO people, all will attend this Raisina dialogue. It is the 4th edition. And for this edition this year, Erna Solberg, E-R-N-A-S-O-L-B-E-R-G, Norwegian Prime Minister attended. She told rule-based international order, multilateralism, free trade without protectionism, rule-based international order, multilateralism, free trade and without much protectionism, and helping all other people for security, all other countries for security, and more importantly, ocean economy, blue economy. What is blue economy? Blue economy means the benefit which you can accrue, the economic benefit which you can accrue by using oceans, minerals, ocean shipments, and also by using ocean resources. This is called blue economy. So, the Raisina dialogue is the most important question for prelims. The Raisina dialogue. Raisina dialogue is conducted by Ministry of External Affairs along with Observer Research Foundation. 2. Next important aspect, Supreme Court reinstates Alok Verma as CBI Director. Supreme Court reinstates Alok Verma as CBI Director. See, as you all know, last month there was a spat in CBI and government removed the Central Vigilance Commission have now taken away from divested from his duties. Again, Alok Verma was reinstated as CBI Director, but he should not have any powers to decide on major policies. He cannot take any major decisions. He cannot take any major decisions. This was the thing. Here, if you want to remove a CBI Director before completion of 2 years term, a high powered committee headed by the Prime Minister of India, and the member should be Lok Sabha opposition leader of opposition and also Chief Justice of India. Only they can do that. But before the 2 years tenure, if you want to do that, there should be CVC cannot do that. Only the high powered committee can do that. That also we should think of. And next important issue, Lok Sabha passes Citizenship Amendment Bill. Lok Sabha passes Citizenship Amendment Bill. The Citizenship Amendment Bill 2016 aims to give citizenship status to the persecuted minorities, Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Parsis, Christians and Jains. 6 minorities, 6 persecuted minorities from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. Now there are 2 questions. Question number 1, why you have excluded Muslims? Question number 1, why you have excluded Muslims? Question number 2 is, they have reduced the minimum years of stay. Earlier it was 11 years, now 6 years. Any illegal migrants can come stay here for 6 years and claim themselves as persecuted minorities. Now the question, there are many discussions on this. Question number 1 is, according to National Registry of Citizens in Assam, those who have migrated to India before 1971 can get this type of status. But according to the citizenship bill, up to 2014, those who have migrated and stayed in India for 6 years, they can get it. So there was an anomaly. The entire exercise of having NRC will become futile now, useless. The entire exercise of having NRC will become futile, useless now. First point. Point 2. Second point is, it also affects our international relations. Why? The reason is, when you say persecuted minorities existed in our neighborhood, that means you are not trusting your neighbor. In fact, you are trying to make your neighbor a country of persecution, neighboring country. Point number 3. How do you prove? The persecution should be proved. There cannot be blanket persecution. Just a paper article cannot be a proof for persecution. There should be proof for persecution. Just a newspaper article cannot show you that a minority is persecution. And point number 4, you have denied the entire Muslim community. But there are secular Muslim communities. For example, Ahmadiyya community, Shia community, they are denied of that. In fact, this is also a challenge. The next challenge is, already Northeast is overburdened. Already there was a socio-economic issues in Northeast. Now you are making many illegal immigrants into Northeast as citizens in Assam and other places. This also affects the socio-economic and cultural fabric of the Northeast. And this citizenship bill, yes, they have quoted Nehru. India extended warm welcome to all refugees. Yes, India follows Atithi Devo Bhava concept. India extended all good things for our friends. See, Chekma refugees, Sri Lankan Tamilian refugees and Rohingya, now we are denying Rohingya refugees and Tibetan refugees, Jewish refugees. We are trying to help everyone. But for this new citizenship bill, the entire Northeast is now protesting. The Northeast is protesting for new citizenship bill. This was the issue. Kindly think about it. The pros and cons discussed by us. Next, Lok Sabha approved 10% reservation for general category. It was so quick. Very good in a way. Coming to the other article today. See, Hindu paper wrote an editorial, quota questions. The Hindu paper's version we will discuss now. Quota question, the version of the editorial I am going to discuss. Recently, there is an election in 5 states. In Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, BJP did not get much votes from general category. In Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, BJP did not get much votes from general category. For that reason, the article alleges that BJP for the next elections wanted to gain votes. For that reason, 10% quota was given to general category. First thing. Second thing for this, there is a requirement for constitutional amendment. 124th Constitutional Amendment Bill. 124th Constitutional Amendment Bill was proposed, and here there are 2-3 things which you should remember first. Thing number 1 is, there was a judgment in 1993, Indira Sahane versus Union of India, also called as Mandal case. Indira Sahane versus Union of India, also called as Mandal case. 9 judges bench. 9 judges bench. Indira Sahane versus Union of India. 9 judges bench said. 9 judges bench. What they said? They said reservation should not exceed 50%. Reservation should not cross the limit of 50%. First thing. And creamy layer in the OBCs can be excluded. Okay. And OBC reservation is based on academic basis, but SC/ST reservation is based on social basis. All these things they have discussed. And then in Nagaraj case, 2006, in Nagaraj case, there was a discussion about reservations in promotions. There was a discussion about reservations in promotions. The court said there should be a quantifiable data about the backwardness of the community. And the court also said efficiency should be seen when you are giving reservations in promotions. The court also said the particular community for which you want to give reservation in promotion should have no adequate representation in the government service in that cadre, because at that time there is an allegation most of the communities who got reservation, they are in the lower level, group B, group C, group D. They are not elevated to the higher level. So why don't you adopt reservations and promotions? That was a thing. For that reason, there was an amendment to the constitution and Article 16 was amended, reservations and promotions was added. In Nagaraj case, you can give reservations and promotions only there was a proper data where we can show the socio-economic backwardness of the community, inadequate representation of the community in the government jobs, in the higher echelons, and at the same time merit should not be compromised. At the same time, merit should not be compromised. So all these things we have to keep in mind while thinking this. And next important thing, a renewed attack on privacy. A renewed attack on privacy. Aadhaar bill. Aadhaar amendment bill. Aadhaar amendment bill. See, there was a amendment bill to amend Telegraph Act, Prevention of Money Laundering Act and Aadhaar Act. There is an amendment bill to amend Telegraph Act, Aadhaar Act, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. 3 acts. First thing. And second thing, Aadhaar is not mandatory. Few months back, Supreme Court delivered a judgment, 4:1. The dissenting judge is Chandrachud. The dissenting judge is Chandrachud. 4 judges said Aadhaar is a money bill. But Chandrachud said declaring Aadhaar as a money bill is a fraud on the constitution. Declaring Aadhaar as a money bill is a fraud on the constitution. So, based on this judgment, now government is contemplating to amend Aadhaar Act. First thing, Aadhaar is now not compulsory. Not compulsory. First thing, only for government subsidies government can ask. Not compulsory to get a mobile number, not compulsory to open a bank account. Aadhaar, children who got Aadhaar, if they cross 18 years, they should have a clause to opt out. To opt out. But we don't have data privacy law properly. Now, even today, the bill is allowing private bodies to use Aadhaar identity. Without proper data protection, how can you do that? In fact, the bill is actually taking away the rights. The bill is actually taking away the rights. There is a lot of criticism on the recent Aadhaar bill. Okay? And particularly, the Supreme Court in the recent judgment told Section 57 of Aadhaar Act is not correct. Section 57 says Any private entity can collect any other information. In Aadhaar card, you have biometric information and demographic information. Biometrics means your iris, your fingerprint, your face, all these things. Demographic means your name, your address. Entire man, human being is reduced into 12-digit Aadhaar number. Human life is reduced into 12-digit Aadhaar number. That is the most pathetic thing. Without proper privacy law, without proper data protection law, you want to make something different. This is again an issue. And earlier, when data breach happens, only UDAI, Unique Identification Authority of India, can go to court. Now that's not the case. And most importantly, earlier, Joint Secretary level officer, JS level officer can authorize to collect data regarding Aadhaar data. Now it is not Joint Secretary, it is Secretary level officer. Now it is not Joint Secretary, it is Secretary level officer. Earlier, district judge level person can ask. Now it is not the case. So there were many changes, but still data protection is not proper. Coming to the last page of Hindu today. NASA probe discovers a new planet. NASA probe discovers a new planet. HD 21749b. HD 21749b is a new planet. See, what is TESS? This is a prelims question. TESS, TESS, Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite. TESS, Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite. TESS, Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite. So these are the important current affairs.